Bonjour, esti. Welcome to that episode 49, mon gars. I actually don't know if I know a famous 49, like a athlete.
The 49ers.
Oh, you know ball, bro. Right. What was it? Ben's just going to put a picture of a basketball player who wears 49 anyway. Welcome to episode 49 of Birdcore.
Welcome to Birdcore. Sorry, I'm so nervous.
One more time.
Stupid idiot. Stupid.
I mean, like, old people piss their bed all the time. I piss my bed all the time.
You're pissing right now.
My flesh prison needs more inmates.
Have you been hitting the cream?
This isn't violent.
You're being sold for $14.
Now I might be accidentally baptized next week.
Oh, dude, it's the Ozempic commercial. Beep-a-dee-ba-ba-beep-boop-bee.
Did you get the cowboy butter?
I will inflict you on the sentence. I will inflict on you this. Sorry, I can't read.
Oh, yeah. Kool-Aid Man. I meant to hit the clap one, bro. Kool-Aid Man. Oh, yeah. Hold on, I didn't time it right. Kool-Aid Man. If the Kool-Aid Man was here hosting the part. Wow, I ruined this bit. If the Kool-Aid Man was the one who walked through. Oh, yeah. That's the first thing I have in my notes because I really, really wanted to do that, and then I messed it up.
You wanted to click the clap, but you did.
No, I want to
Did you
click
hit the clap
glass.
crash?
Did I
Okay.
say I want to hit the...
You just f***ed it all up. Sorry. I would just remove that whole thing and just start over.
Welcome to episode 49 of Birdcore. Look, let's get to the nitty gritty. We don't got no guest, okay? It's just me and Shamise me.
Yeah, the budget ran out.
Budget ran out.
And quick.
But we got budget for all these fun pillows and the fun blanket and the fun art behind me if you was watching a podcast.
True. If there's one thing about the set is that it's fun.
Yeah, we even have 2 cameras going for
you.
For me, yeah.
As you should.
I'm going to let Ben just have his fun with that. Editor Ben, like, dude, just do whatever you want, man.
We love you, Ben.
Yeah, I feel a burp coming. Excuse me. No, it's not. Hold on. I'm going to throw up. I'm going to throw up. No, okay. Well, yeah, it's a solo episode here today. We were going to have a guest, and then our guest got her wisdom teeth removed. So I was like, you can recover. Like, are you going to be able to talk for like over an hour straight? And so we decided that we would reschedule. But it's me and Sham. Sham, hey, you're here. How are you? What's up?
I'm good. Chillin'.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You excited for the podcast? You have no iPad today. You said you're just going to wing it, go with the flow.
Yes. I'm trying something new. Let's see how it goes.
Awesome. That's exciting for you.
Thank you.
Amazing. What'd you get up to today? I didn't see you all day, even though we live together.
Yes, I got my eyebrows done.
Gorgeous.
I went to Tim Hortons.
Gorgeous.
I got a bagel. I got a nice coffee. Came home. No. Came.
Yeah, maybe laugh.
Why can't I hear myself anymore?
Uh-oh.
Came home.
Keep talking. Can you hear yourself now?
No.
How about now?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Came home.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's I think 4 times now you came home.
Yeah, came home.
5.
Watched Summer House. Ate my bagel. Drank my coffee. Took a shower. Got ready. And then I went to see my friend for technically brunch, but I was hungry in the morning, so I had 2 breakfasts today.
Well, your second breakfast was at like 2 p.m.
It was.
So that's lunch.
Shout out Maha's. Worth the hype.
We love Maha's. They commented in our most recent Big Baby production sketch.
Yeah, everyone should go check that out if they haven't already.
It's
called
Egyptian.
CarPlay.
Oh,
We're talking about different.
You're talking about the sketch? Oh, go on. You could talk more about the sketch.
I was just going to say, if anyone hasn't seen it yet, they can go ahead and click this link and go watch Kirby Sloan's new short film called CarPlay, starring Sam Bird and his 2 friends, Alistair and Hassan.
Yeah. And Ma has commented on it.
What did you do today?
Aujourd'hui,
Je suis allée.
what I did today. Today is the 9th of May. This morning I woke up and I really want to make sure I got my 8 hours because last night we had a beautiful, beautiful night with our friends. And so this morning I wanted to make sure that I woke up after 8 hours of sleep because I had a big run ahead of me today. Yep, that's right. I went for a run today at noon with Curtis, who is a good friend of mine and a hairdresser. And he's a bald man, but he's a hairdresser, and he's very good. And he gave me my highlights of my hair, which I've gotten many compliments on. Thank you, Curtis. We did a run. We went to a park, and we did repeats. We did 6 sets of 600 meters sprint, okay, at like a 2:06 pace, 1 minute break. 300-meter sprint at like a 55-second pace. Bro, Curtis will start talking all these numbers, and I have no idea. Like, I have an idea because I can picture it. Like, he wants us to go this fast for this amount of distance, but he starts, like, just going crazy with the numbers, and I have to really take a second to slow down in my head.
Is he a big math guy?
Apparently, because he's like, yeah, it's my half-mile pace at, like, 3:45, and then if you cut that down to a mile, 200 meters, and 300 meters, you're doing about 55s or, like, 25 intervals with the minute break, and...
Jeez.
And I gotta kind of, I have to repeat it out loud so that I can realize what he's saying.
Yeah.
So I went to see Curtis and went for a run today, and then I came home, and then I watched The Boys, and can't believe it's in its final season. Actually, anyone I talk to, I'm like, "Do you watch The Boys?" They're like, "I watched the first season, then I stopped."
Yeah.
I guess.
I mean, I'm not gonna say anything about that.
Are you not a fan? You're not a big fan of The Boys?
No.
Okay. But you realize last week we had Taylor, who's literally in the cast of The Boys.
Sorry, Louise.
Yeah. His line got cut. And then I set up for the podcast. And then, that's all I did today. I prepped a little bit because it's different. When we're doing a solo, I guess it's never solo if you're hearing me, Sham. But
yeah,
I did a little bit of prep. I put it on my IG, a little feeler, said, what do y'all want us to talk about? Got a bunch of stuff back for that. I did want to talk a little bit about our meal prep that we've been doing lately. Because this past week with our meal prep, let me just say, after every lunch, started to get a little bit of tummy ache. And then before bed, and it's just like anytime I would pick up my fork and go to have a bite, and then I'll be at the cafeteria and someone will go,
Who wants some chimichangas?
and I'll go, sure, I'll have one. I'll take a bite. And it's like, God, what am I doing wrong?
and then you throw your plate, and then
Oh. And then someone in the back goes,
What the hell?
and I go, wait 1 second. So we meal prepped this last week. Sham and I have been on our meal prep grind because Sham's taken a newfound appreciation. Well, it's kind of always been there. You love cooking. You like cooking a lot. Okay. So Sham sometimes likes to cook. And we've been meal prepping on and off the last few months. So this past week we did, what was it?
fajita boys.
Shout out Fajita Boys.
Fajita bowls.
Yeah.
Fajita bowls.
So can you talk a little bit about what was in our fajita bowls?
It was Spanish rice, ground beef, carrots and potatoes, and cowboy caviar. Cowboy caviar is
That's my last one for a little bit. Sorry.
Is black beans, chickpeas, onion, pepper, just all the bad things.
It's really good though.
It's so good.
It's good, but then you're on the TTC on the way home from work.
Yeah, because I love it, but it don't love me back.
No, because it's like, you please stand clear of the doors when it's about to. You know what I'm saying?
Stand clear of the Sam.
No, literally, please stand clear of the crazy man on the. Anyway, so we're gonna take a break from meal prepping this week.
I think we have to skip a week.
Yeah.
It did, like, there's leftovers, and that's never happened.
That's true. There's 2.5 leftover Tupperwares.
That tells you everything.
It's Saturday. We're supposed to be done by Friday. So
Yeah.
today I
That's
thought it
going
was
in the
Sunday.
garbage.
It is going in the garbage.
Today feels like a Sunday. I was ready for euphoria.
Right? I texted Tom today. I was like, what's up, man? Happy Sunday. What you up to? And then he didn't answer. And I was like, it's Saturday. So he thinks I'm an idiot. And then he did answer, and I never answered back. I know he's in Cambridge, though. So, Tom, I'm sorry for not answering you about that.
It's okay. After.
Yeah.
Still time.
Sorry?
There's still time.
Yeah, it's true. What else I want to talk about? I wrote down that I've been journaling more, but I haven't in 3 weeks, so we're going to skip that one.
Why would you lie?
I don't know. I was like, what should I talk about? It was like the first thing I wrote down, too.
Well, let me tell you this.
Okay.
I have maybe tried journaling 17 times.
Wow.
Yeah. Throughout my entire life.
Oh.
Where I I'm like,
Get pen to paper.
I'm going to start journaling. I want to have an archive, a reference that I can look back on at that exact point in my life and know what was going on. I've tried that 17 times. It doesn't stick. And it gets to a point where you have to tell yourself, okay, I'm not one of those people. And if you are, that's amazing. I'm kind of envious. But I'm not. Maybe my form of journaling is taking pictures of stuff. Okay? I love taking pictures. Those are my memories. But it's really hard for me to write about my day-to-day. And I don't think I will ever really get into that habit. So don't beat yourself up.
Thanks.
You could still try and try again. Right?
I feel like my intention with journaling is always just to kind of clear my head when I got too much going on. Was that the same intention with you?
No, I don't. I mean, yeah, because I feel like you only ever get into that vibe when something's going on or you're going through it and you're like, hey, I need to debrief with myself and get some stuff on paper. At least for me. So yeah, partially, but then I also would love to write down about the good things and just the small wins in my life, but that really doesn't happen either.
That's okay. I guess we all have different forms of doing it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My journaling today was just running with Curtis.
Literally.
Because when you're running, there's nothing else you can do. And I don't bring my phone with me. I don't bring, a boombox speaker. I just run. I just hear the sound of my feet and my breathing and Curtis's feet.
What do you think about?
Well, when I'm running behind him, I'm thinking about I don't want to fall too far back. That's literally what's going through my head is, okay, I want to keep up for a few reasons because A, I want to show this guy I can keep up with him because he's an amazing runner. B, for myself. Mm-hmm. But what else do I think about? Just kind of what's going on. I'm in the moment. I'm thinking okay, maybe I'm sometimes if I'm really tired, I'm thinking, well, we still have 3 more of these repeats left. But when we're on the last one, I'm feeling good. He let me pace the last one. So I was ahead and that felt really cool. And in that moment, I was thinking oh, wow, I feel good keeping up in this right now.
Did he say you were slow or good?
No, he said I was good.
Good.
Yeah, he said you're strong. You're keeping up.
Yeah.
So
I think it's same with journaling, meditation. Everyone has their own form of meditation. It's great that you can run and the only focus you have in that moment is literally what you're seeing in front of you, which is beautiful because there's nothing else fogging your mind. But that's another thing that I have not yet been able to achieve in my life. I know a lot of people say, oh, I need my yoga, I need my Pilates, I need my this and I need my that, or I'd go crazy. I'll be in my Pilates class and I'm still thinking about the 1,000,001 things that are going through my head. And then sometimes I'm still in the same set of whatever move we were doing last. And then I look around and everyone's moved on. I'm like, oh, shit.
That's my biggest fear.
Oh, I do that regularly.
Really?
Because I really still do get in my head. So I need to find something that I feel like pottery was kind of like that because you have to be super focused and one wrong move and you fuck it up. And if anyone who has ever tried ceramics before, it's not as easy as oh, I messed this bowl up or whatever you were making. Okay, I'll grab the clay, mush it up and throw it again. No, once the clay is wet, you can't use that anymore. It's done.
Really? So if you mess up a little bit on a wet clay, it's done?
If it's uncentered or it breaks or it splits, sometimes you go too deep when you're widening, like you're trying to open the bowl up or whatever you're making, and you hit the bottom. So the bottom's too thin, for example, you start seeing the actual plate that you're working on. It's done. Like, you'll have to start over, but you have to go get new clay. And yeah, it's pretty frustrating.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
But that was sometimes your kind of just like state of meditative locked-inness.
I think that was the closest I have gotten in a long time to just being super focused on what's happening right in front of me and not thinking about anything else.
And do you think you'll ever... Sorry, go on.
No.
Do you think you'll ever get to a point, an 18th attempt of journaling? Or do you think you're just going to keep looking for that kind of flow state in different activities, like once with ceramics?
I'd really like to, but then my brain is kind of messed up in the way that it's like, okay, well, you already like missed out on 27 years of your life.
When you
soft launching.
It's Sham's birthday in a few days, and she's soft launching her next age.
Yeah. So when you're like, okay, I already missed out on 27 years of memories and things I could have written about, why start now?
What? No,
Kids, don't listen to me. That's not a good way, but that's just me.
Taking a quick break to hear from our sponsor. The World Cup is coming up. Yes, it is. Sports betting will be all the rage as it is society's new fixation, and gambling is one of the worst addictions out there. That's why today's sponsor, Double Down in Debt, is joining the party. Yep, that's right. Double Down in Debt is the newest and fastest growing betting app that lets you bet on anything and guarantees a loss. Want to bet that your waiter will bring the food within the next 10 minutes? Throw $1,000 on it and we'll guarantee the food will never even show up. Feel like your car will still be in the driveway in the morning? Put your kids' college tuition on the line and we'll have a gang of masked thieves come hotwire that Ford Bronco and drive it right out to the suburbs. Download Double Down in Debt just in time for the World Cup and place some bets on soccer that will alter your family's future. Let's stop gambling addiction by reversing it. Thank you to Double Down in Debt for sponsoring this episode of Birdcore. Double Down in Debt. It's not real. Thank God there's no guest today because I am just like...
Yeah, what the...
Well, I'm uncomfortable right now.
What's going on?
Well, I had to fix my undies. Wow, Ben, blur this.
What the...
I'm sorry, they're really up there.
Are they inside out?
They might be. I've been having an issue with that. Ben, just blur this, please. Holy, don't cut it out by any means, but blur it, you know what I'm saying? Oh, that's good, actually. Yeah, I think... Yeah, I'm good. I think I'm good now. The worst thing is when we have a guest, I have to like be so locked into my position.
I don't know. I mean, maybe certain positions are comfortable for me that aren't comfortable for you, but you'll be in a very cozy, comfy looking position and you're just like squiggling.
It might look comfy, cozy, but it ain't.
I mean, what could we do to fix that?
Nothing. I think that's my own issues that I have to deal with.
Okay.
That's okay, though. I feel good. I think I'm good now. I'll bring my computer up here a bit. I'll bring the board a little bit closer.
Okay.
And I kind of want to dive into some of the stuff that people were sending in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so grateful that people sent in a lot of stuff. The first thing I'll say is that Nathan, if you're listening this far in, you'll notice that 18 minutes into the episode, I'm not speaking in a Quebecois accent because he wanted me to speak in a Quebecois accent for the whole episode. But I think that maybe I could not do that. But off the top, I think I did. Mm-hmm. Off the top of the episode when I said the 49. But yes, Nathan said, he said, do the whole accent. Do the whole episode in the Quebecois accent. So maybe I just give a little bit of like a taste of that for a little bit of a while. But yeah, no, I can't do the whole thing in the Quebecois accent. But I will say that we want to give the shout out to the Jack Wallace, mon ami in the New Zealand. He played the rugby. He did a bobo to his brain a few weeks ago because I was going to appel him. I was going to call him for this episode because a few months ago we called him and we asked for the New Year's resolutions. Mm-hmm. And then...
Wow.
Yeah. Remember that? I want to read out what the resolutions was because I wanted to talk to him about those and see where they're at, because Jack resolutions, he wanted to watch the news, he wanted to meditate, milk a cow 3 times a week, Stop flossing, like in his teeth. Stop answering my phone call. He did that one. Replace his laces in the soulier with Velcro, like he's 2-year-old. Get a girlfriend. Don't know how that one going. Find the alternative to the tap water, which I think maybe would kill him. Help solve a crime, like a Sherlock Holmes. Ozempic. I wanted to travel more, he said. He wanted to get a boyfriend at the same time as get the girlfriend, which I think would be complicated, unless it was a polyamorous. He wanted to stop daylight savings. I think that British Columbia just do that. And then he said he wanted to write a smut book, like the book about all like the sex and all that stuff. He wanted to exercise more, read more, and the last one he said he wanted to do this year was uncircumcise himself. I think that maybe that one not so possible unless maybe he get like a crazy surgery like AI advancement or something like that. I'm going to stop the accent now, but that's the best I could do. So look, Jack, I know you're listening to this. These are all of your New Year's resolutions. Next time we do a solo ep, I'm going to call you and we're going to talk about this. But until then, take care of your head. We love you, brother. We're sending you the best. Jack, a long time listener, long time friend of Birdcore, long time friend of mine. If you look up the hockey player Josh Anderson, that's basically who Jack is. Also wore the same number as him, 77 and 17, which it's kind of crazy. It just looks like him, same number. There's something going on there. Yeah. Diving into some other topics that people sent in. Ben P wants us to talk about Hantavirus. Jay Shri also sent this in. So Hantavirus is essentially that virus that broke out on the cruise ship because of rats or something. So there were rats on the cruise ship, I guess, and maybe they got into the food.
Ew.
Like Ratatouille was a great movie, but I don't think there should be like a live reaction, like a live action of doing it.
Wait,
so
are there rats in the cruises?
Oh, there's definitely rats all over those boats. I'm telling you. Hantavirus is a genus.
Ew,
Yeah. It started an orthodontist. Of viruses that includes all hantaviruses that cause disease in humans. Hantaviruses are naturally found primarily in rodents. Great. Shouldn't have eaten that rat clam chowder. Yeah. In general, each hantavirus is carried by one rodent species, and each rodent that carries a hantavirus carries one hantavirus species. Wow.
Sorry.
But apparently the WHO, which is the World Health Organization, I hope so. I sound like a really idiot if it's not them. They said this is not another COVID. So,
in a good way or a bad way?
Well,
derogatory or complimentary?
I think complimentary in the fact that, like, don't worry, you're not going to you're not going to just miss school for 2 weeks. You'll be good. Okay,
but why did 5 people die?
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, I think it was 3 or 5 or something. Like, people passed on the ship.
Maybe 3.
It's terrible. That's awful. So,
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. But I don't know what the latest is with the ship. 5 hours ago, Forbes said that passengers...
It came back.
Yeah?
It came back.
And apparently passengers will be evacuated soon. I almost read executed soon.
Oh.
That'd be bad. Passengers will soon be evacuated in an operation that will directly observed by the WHO, who said travelers will be taken to the respect... Okay, I have to subscribe to read the rest. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so... Yeah, I don't... I feel like they're going to have this one under control a little bit more, but... Yeah, don't be chilling with the rats on the ship.
Mm-mm.
That's why I don't do cruises. That and I can't afford them.
I mean, maybe this was me being naive, but I didn't think there'd be rats on cruises. No, I thought that was an on-land thing only.
Well, one of them probably snuck in, brought a few bags.
Well, I hate that so much, and anyone who knows me knows I have a phobia of rats and mice and little things like hamsters and chinchillas.
Who wants some chimichangas?
Did I ever tell you about the rat that was at the restaurant in Halifax?
No, but did I ever tell you about the rat that was in London? At the restaurant? Well, I went to a restaurant in London with Jade and Julia, shout out them. And then we were eating, whatever, and then in the corner of my eye, I kept seeing like stuff scurrying, but I was like, hey, whatever. I thought it was like the Guinness like doing something to me. And then
Hallucinating?
Yeah, and then I looked over and I'm like, oh, literally a mouse running around town up on in the restaurant. And then it was running and running and running. And I hadn't even paid my bill yet. I got up and ran downstairs. I'm like, I can't stay here. Sorry, guys. Like, I truly, like, this is what I mean. I really cannot be in the same vicinity.
That's smart, though. That's one way to get at paying for the bill. Someone else will pick it up.
That's true. I ran downstairs and my girls, I'll meet you outside. And then they're like, they were more comfortable. I don't know. Maybe they grew up like
with rats.
No, but I anyways, so then they come downstairs and I'm like, how are you guys so calm? And then they were telling me that they were talking to the guy while they were paying for their tab, and they're like, oh, by the way, there's literally a mouse running around. And he was like, oh yeah, that's Jerry. He's like, there's mice everywhere in London. Get used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jason.
Yeah.
So
I'm Jason Statham.
That's my mouse story. What's yours?
My mouse story is we were just wrapping up eating our dinner at a restaurant that I won't name because I don't want to out them for having rats. Maybe it was Jerry. Maybe Jerry, because Halifax.
He got on the cruise.
Well, he probably got on the cruise because Halifax is just overseas from London, bro.
London.
But we were just wrapping up eating our dinner. A lot of seafood. And then there was it looked like a little Jerry that scurried over. And I don't really do seafood, so I had a burger.
Yeah, so we never talked about this, but how did you feel in Halifax where like it was predominantly seafood everywhere?
I liked it. I had salmon. When we went to like seafood restaurants, I just ate like
the salmon
grilled
choice?
Salmon. Yeah, that's my thing. And then a lot of them had burgers. Salmon's great.
I love salmon.
I was thinking of getting some salmon today, but instead we had those chicken nuggets and save money.
Yeah.
That's okay. Moving on. Luca, he asked, gay son or thought daughter? All right. Hard-hitting questions off the bat. Here's my thing. Both. Ethan asked about general relativity and quantum physics. Quite a difference in some of these questions.
Mm-hmm.
General relativity. You know what? I'm not going to Google this.
Ask Alexa.
Oh, yeah. Alexa, can you define general relativity and quantum physics?
General relativity is Einstein's theory describing gravity as space-time curvature caused by mass and energy. Quantum physics explains how matter and light behave at tiny scales, where particles can exist in multiple states simultaneously. These two theories are like the ultimate odd couple of physics. They work great separately, but haven't quite figured out how to get along together yet. One last thing. To help personalize things in the future, can I know who I'm talking to?
No, what the? She's never asked that before.
No.
How is she going to do that and be like, by the way, what's your name?
Yeah. No,
No, you can't, Alexa.
no,
Thanks.
Alexa, good night.
Good night. Sleep well.
Well, I don't think I will now. Okay, so two things. One, crazy how she asked that.
She's literally never asked that.
She
And we've
lives
had
here
her for months.
Yeah. Two, I stopped listening pretty much right off the bat. What did she say?
She said, what was the first thing called? Relativity.
General relativity.
Yeah, that was what Einstein invented. About
Einstein?
gravity and he didn't invent gravity. Anyways, and then quantum physics is something about particles existing in several states. And then she was basically saying that they're mutually exclusive. There are theories that stand and have been proven separately, but cannot actually work together. I guess they have opposing theories. Next question.
Maya, I really wish that I knew more about the science stuff.
Yeah, but there's podcasts
I
about
feel like
that.
I just seem dumb now.
There's podcasts about that.
Maya wants to know my inner monologue on a given day. Also, we were with Maya last night, and she called me out for not answering any of the 4 that she sent in.
Are you so? Can you answer? I thought it was just like a plug-in, and then That's it.
You can answer them on.
Oh, you can.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
I
I was like,
didn't
well,
know
I was
that.
saving them for today, Maya.
Sorry.
No, you don't have to be sorry. My inner monologue on a
My
given
inner
day.
monologue.
My inner monologue on a given day. It varies.
My mineral monologue.
Right? If I'm working from the office, my inner monologue is wake up at 7:30 and say, okay, that gives me enough time to get ready and go walk to work or maybe bike to work.
No. That gives you plenty of time to sit down and watch a little TV, which I love.
That's true.
And this is another thing. Sorry to interrupt you, but
That's
I
fine.
love seeing how different we are. Because I will get the most amount of sleep as possible, and Sam would rather watch TV for a little bit and have a bit of relaxing time in the morning.
And my yogurt.
And your yogurt, and that's beautiful.
Yeah, I'll eat my yogurt and watch Sports Center with Jay on, right?
Yeah. I think what I'm doing wrong is I'd skip the yogurt to sleep more.
That's not necessarily wrong because you stay up later than I do anyway to read.
Maybe. But yeah, there's stuff to figure out now that I'm 27.
You're not 27 yet. Actually, by the time this comes out,
Exactly.
yeah, you're 27. So wait, we're kind of like general relativity and quantum physics because we're not the same, but we coexist in the same and make it work?
Yeah, we're an odd couple.
Oh, that's beautiful. But our names are so similar.
Yeah.
Well, so that's what my morning's like. And then my inner monologue on my walk to work will be like, okay, I'll call mom. Or sometimes I'll listen to a podcast. Or sometimes I'll have to listen to this podcast to vet it. And if I need to give editor Ben some notes, I'll give him some notes. Be like, hey, cut this part out. Or, hey, can you do this with that part? Of which Ben is so good at doing. God bless you, Ben. And then I'll get to work, and my inner monologue is a little bit like I'll say hi to the people on the team. Is this inner monologue? I don't know. I'll always put my lunch in the fridge, though.
I think it's more like, okay, you're doing all this. This is like mechanical at this point.
Right.
But what are you thinking about while you're doing all this?
I'm kind of thinking about the day ahead. My inner monologue sometimes is a few hours ahead.
Okay, interesting.
And sometimes my inner monologue is exactly where my feet are.
Both great.
I typically have like a pretty positive inner monologue, a positive outlook. You know, life is 90% what, no, hold on. Life is 10% what happens to you, 90% how you react. My inner monologue is heavy on that 90% of how you react. And it's usually quite positive because I just don't see the good in being upset or being negative. Like, yes, bad stuff happens to you in life. And to quote Noah Siegel, you're going to get slugged in the gut and kicked in the pants. Mm-hmm. But it's about how you react to it. So my inner monologue is always looking for a good thing. And I'll try to find that in all the things. On the cloudiest, gloomiest, worst days, I'll say, at least it's not raining and I can walk to work. On the best days that are so sunny and just way too hot, at least I can go walk outside right now. Steak too juicy, lobster too buttery. So my inner monologue by the end of the day usually is
Money too fat.
money too fat, wallet too fat, ugh, girl too fine. Like,
Hey.
I don't know if that answers your question, Maya. I hope it does, because my inner monologue usually is just kind of being where I am. But if I have a really busy day, I'll be thinking ahead, but not in a stressed way. My OOing will tell me if I'm stressed or not. And usually it's been pretty good lately about not being too stressed, which is good, actually.
That's good.
Actually, when we recorded last week with Taylor Patterson, which episode is out now, episode 48, my Oura-ring told me that I was stressed for the 2 hours we recorded. And I was so curious as to why that was. Sometimes when I'm doing these interviews, because I've had a lot of guests at this point, I've probably had north of 35 guests or north of 40 guests now. Like, that's a lot of interviews. This podcasting ain't, to quote Noah Siegel, puppies and ice cream. Sometimes it's really difficult to do all the research on these guests and find the right guest to have on the show and someone that I know I can click with. And
sometimes it's like one of the first times you're actually having a conversation with them.
Literally, Jack Showers, that was the first time I met him.
And it's getting recorded and filmed and needs to be used and posted. So that's a lot of pressure.
And it's about to be in the public eye. I think about that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So there's, maybe it does make sense why I'm stressed when I'm recording these then. Because I do feel like I need to do you a service as the viewer who's taking time out of your day to watch this. which I appreciate a lot, by the way, because the viewership is going up, and that's just the coolest feeling in the world for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm true to this, not new to this. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. And to the guest, too.
Oh, my mic has been max the whole time. There, that's better. My mic has been at the peak since I put it on Alexa.
But would I be able to hear it? Because it wasn't different for me.
Oh, then it should be fine.
Yeah. But yeah, I would be stressed too.
Yeah. Just the way she goes. Moving on. Maya, I really hope that answered your question. Maybe that just gave you an insight into my life a little bit, but that's what I'm here for. Sal says, I was free. Sal, how quickly can you get here? We're recording right now. Let me know. Kirby says, the goated new sketch you're in. Well, we talked about it a little bit before, but yeah, we did a sketch with Hassan Fills and Alistair. I'm sorry, Alistair. I actually don't know how to pronounce your last name. But they're two comedians, and Kirby shot it, and Kirby was hiding in the trunk the entire time, and Ben was at home in bed because he had tooth surgery, and Daniel were in the pace car ahead of us, and we just shot it randomly on this street in King City. Where is that? And cars were just beaming by us because we were going 20 on these roads to record it. We had a camera rigged onto the hood of the car, and then we shot a few different angles. Daniel was in the car at one point. Someone really let a go, but we don't know who it was, and we never will. It's kind of just Daniel and I looked at each other at one point. We're like, hey, does that stink in here? Kind of smells like somebody smell like. And yeah, that was a lot of fun, though. And we're really happy with the reception that is getting because there's a lot of good traction on that sketch. And it's maybe going to open some other doors and some other opportunities. And we're just ready to cook. Let that be known. We're ready to keep cooking because we have something special and we're not letting that go. And we are a team that believes in ourselves and each other. And those are some hardworking fellas. So that's that with that sketch. It's called CarPlay, and we linked it before, I think.
What's a pace car?
A pace car is the car in front of us. So they were in the car in front of us just with the sound because we had lavs hooked up to us. So they were the car that was setting the pace for us. It's like me
Curtis.
running with Curtis. Yeah, it was already Curtis. They were in the Curtis car.
Life is a metaphor. Life is a highway.
I want to ride it all night long. You're actually final boss of whatever lyrics you want. Are you
Coming
going to the tree?
Strange people sleep in the special tree.
Are those the actual lyrics? Yeah, that's right. 27 miles. MJ wants to know about my athletics journey and the gym. That's been a constant up and down, uphill battle for the last 10 years. I've had phases where I've been so good and so locked into the gym, and I have phases where I've been so locked out of the gym. Right now, I'm in a phase where I'm so locked into the gym and into boxing.
Locked it hurts.
Yeah, I had to choose to not go to the gym today after my run. But here's the thing, man. The program that I made for myself is 4 days of weight training a week, 1 day of Pilates, 1 run, 1 boxing. That's 7 things, but I do it over 6 days. Usually I'll run and do legs or something. So today is Saturday. I haven't hit legs or shoulders this week, and I'm not going to. And that is okay. I have such a hard time with not being hard on myself because I didn't do a workout. Sham knows this. And sometimes that'll be a relationship I have with food as well, where I'll eat, cookies, and then I'll be like, I have to go harder in the gym. Mm-hmm. But no, I don't, man. I can enjoy the cookies and keep my sanity. And I can miss a leg workout and a shoulder workout because I went so hard today. And tomorrow we're doing a 10K walk for charity. It's not like I'm sitting at home like a fat slob, just all over the place.
But that's okay to do too, if you need it.
That's true. So, MJ, to answer your question, I'm at a point in my journey now where I have a pretty good system and a pretty good flow of how it goes, and I'm good to myself. But it wasn't always like that. And I know that MJ has that with her running as well. MJ is one of those people who is so passionate about running in quite an inspirational and admirable way. MJ's latest documentary, Cult of Running, is screening on May 22nd at Bevy.
So you can actually get a ticket and come.
You literally can get a ticket
It's
and come.
this week.
It's, the week this is recorded. This episode will be out on May 19th. So, yeah.
It's in a few days.
Go to the link.
And come.
I'll try to... I would like to think it's on her Instagram at Lamb Studios, or it's MJ.
We'll post the link on the
we'll
screen.
do it. Yeah. And
And
that's
Sam's
where-
hosting.
I'm doing a Q&A. I'm hosting a Q&A that evening. Another example of why this consistency with this podcast has opened up doors is MJ wants me to host Q&A just because she's seen clips of me doing this and is comfortable with me being the one leading the Q&A up at her event.
See?
You know, and this kind of goes back to what you said, Sham. It's like you feel like sometimes you're too late to things. You truly aren't. No one is too late to anything. If there's something that you want to do, just do it. Nothing changes if nothing changes. So if there's something that if there's something you've always been thinking about, if there's something you've always wanted to make, wanted to create, if there's someone you've always wanted to reach out to, but you're too scared, if there's a dog at the pound that you really want to buy and bring to your grandpa as a gift, just do it. And you'll feel better after doing it. And you'll say, wow, what if I had waited even longer to do that? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Charlie beats himself up because he feels like he's too late to getting his start in life. Charlie is currently living his absolute best life, and he wouldn't be living that life so miraculously and so perfectly if he hadn't gone through hardships beforehand, and if he hadn't struggled before. If it was handed to him on a silver platter his whole life, he wouldn't be the hard worker that he is now. Mm-hmm. We know people who grew up so privileged, and now they're the ones who are struggling because they just expected this and expected this and expected this, and everything was handed to them. But if you can't go through a little bit of suffering and a little bit of hardships, you're not going to end up, or you're not going to get, or you're not going to accomplish what truly matters. And you won't feel good about accomplishing it either unless you went through those hard times.
Yep, well said.
Thank you. I think that's the most serious I've ever gotten on this show. But that's the kind of stuff I listen to at the gym. When I'm at the gym, I listen to guys like motivate, and also a lot of girls. Mel Robbins, a lot of clips of Mel Robbins in those compilations, talking in my ears and just motivating me. And
Hope Core.
Yeah, Hope Core, if you will. Nico said, how many holes do straws have? Sham, I'll let you take the lead on this one.
2.
2?
Yeah.
You don't think it's one hole all the way through?
But
it's 2 holes.
Yeah.
Because if you dig a hole in the ground to a tunnel and then it pops up elsewhere, that's 2 holes, 1 tunnel. A straw is 2 holes, 1 tunnel to funnel your drink.
I think it's 2. What do you think? 2.
I think I just convinced myself it's 2 with that explanation.
You thought it was 1.
I didn't really know what it was. It's like 1 long hole. That's what they called me back in high school.
Oh.
Were you going to say something?
No.
Okay.
I think 2.
2?
Mm-hmm.
2 it is, Nico. I need a sip of water. Sham, kill time while I drink water.
Okay. There once was a boy named Harry who constantly conquered death. And in one final duel between good and bad, he may take his final breath. Harry goes to Hogwarts, he meets Ron and Hermione. McGonagall requires... Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to shut me up when I start getting real crazy with it.
It's like at the Oscars. Your speech has been going on too long. Jace asked a few things, actually. Jace texted me a few things. The Toronto... Sorry, I'm sitting with my cookie out right now. The Toronto Tempo started their season last night.
Yes, ma'am.
And they lost. I think it was 68-65.
That's a close game.
Oh, yeah.
That's a close game. It could have gone either way.
You know what wasn't a close game? Last night when the Habs beat the out of the Buffalo Sabres 5-1. Watch me say that. This episode comes out and Buffalo has won the series.
No.
What?
Knock on wood. Why did you say that?
I'm sorry. Where's wood? Is
knock
this?
on wood.
Here, okay.
There you go.
I knock on the shelf and it falls down and breaks my...
Now you have to
breaks
knock on
my
wood for saying that too.
Oh,
Go. There we go.
And then the shelf just... Oh my God! Oh my God! Our neighbors come knocking.
Remember the other day when I banged my head in the cabinet?
Yeah, and you were mad at me that morning?
I blamed that on you because I thought you left it open, but it was me.
I think it was me, actually.
No, it was me.
Okay, fine. So the Toronto Tempo, they're a new team. I think they're an expansion team in the WNBA, and they're in Toronto, and they're the Tempo, and they lost their opening game, but that's okay because you can't win them all. Unless you're the Colorado Avalanche, then you most definitely can. But yeah, they lost, and that's too bad. I actually, speaking of Hassan from the sketch, he was at that game with Lucas Lopez. What happens if I take the PlayStation?
Disconnect it.
And the Richards brothers. They were all there, if anyone cared about that. But yeah, it's cool. How many teams are there now in the WNBA? See, this is why you need the iPad.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Why didn't you say that? That's what you wanted.
WNBA. No, I didn't actually think.
Okay.
The building is shaking. There's 15 teams. Okay, and Toronto Temple's one of them.
How many teams are in the NBA?
30.
Okay, so we got to double it and give it to the next person.
Yeah, actually. But we're sorry to hear that the Tempo lost, but we're happy that they're here in the city. Where is their stadium? See, again. Where does Toronto Tempo play?
PlayStation.
Coca-Cola Coliseum. Oh. Interesting. And they have that that beige court.
Yeah.
People have said it looks like a high school basketball court.
Wasn't obsessed, but what do I know?
You know what? They're still professionals and they get to play there, so that's fine.
So much.
Jace also wants to know if buying expensive fruit over cheap fruit matters. Bree sometimes makes fun of me for buying pineapple from Longo's for like $7 over the cheaper ones from elsewhere. But she's accepted my reasoning that it's simply better. You know what? Yeah.
With pineapple, actually. Did she say pineapple?
Yeah.
I agree. There is good pineapple and bad pineapple.
Well,
I don't know if it's about the price.
It probably is.
It's kind of sometimes chance.
Yeah, because sometimes pineapple tastes like you're biting down on chalk or wood.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there anything that you've eaten recently that tastes like chalk?
Yes.
Tell the people.
Sam's 90% dark chocolate.
95.
Disgusting.
It's delicious.
No. I hate it.
But I sneeze every time I have dark chocolate. Am I allergic?
Possibly. And I hope so. Because I don't want that in this house.
No.
Yeah. New rule.
No, because if you're allowed to keep cartons of juice in this house.
You drink the juice.
No, I don't. I drink kefir. I drink kefir.
Anyone who likes cranberry juice, let me put you on real quick. The best cranberry flavor of cranberry juice is cranberry mango. And it has to be ocean spray. That's another thing. Don't get the no-name cranberry juice. The same way you don't get cheap fruit. You get the ocean spray, cranberry mango, full sugar. Best time.
Yeah. And going back to Jasha's thing, I think it's totally fine to get expensive fruit.
Yeah.
Because if you eat rotten fruit, you're going to get canker sores, I learned. That was all of the questions we had from viewers and fans of the show. So other notes I have here is, I want to talk, I'm doing High Rocks in October. Who cares? I'll talk about that later. I was at a cafe and there was an Amber Alert, and I just thought about the fact that kind of points out the Android users, because there were a few people who were not picking up their phone and looking at it because there was meow, 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 meow. And that's why, that's an Android user right there, because they just stayed locked in on their,
Wait, when was this? Friday?
Yeah. Did you get it too? But it was just like a test?
Yeah.
People at the cafe, like the employees at the cafe were, it's a test, everybody. It's a test.
Oh my God. It caused disarray?
It's a test, guys. Latte for Claire? Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But it's true. You think about it. Android users, do they even get Amber Alerts? Or are they just not in the know of
That's kind of
missing
crazy if they
children?
don't. I shouldn't discriminate by your phone.
Of course you can.
No, I'm saying Amber shouldn't.
Oh. Right. Neither should we, right?
No, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another note I had here. Okay. You ever walk down the street and you know the people who are wearing the vests that are trying to you're walking by and you're trying to figure out how to not get them to come talk to you. You'll be pretend you're on the phone, or you'll just faint on the floor, but it's always the people who are excuse me, do you care about starving people? And obviously if yes, I do. And then they try to rope you into donation, right? They always approach you. All these different companies try to grab you and try to not physically grab you unless it's like a UFC or something. But the Jehovah's Witnesses and the Bible people don't approach you. At least that's what I've experienced. Maybe I don't look like a religious guy. I went to an all-boys Catholic high school. I know my way around the Bible a little bit. Let there be bread or something. But the Jehovah's Witnesses wait for you to come to them. And that's interesting. Sometimes I kind of want to just go up to them and be like, why don't you approach anyone? And then that's how they'll get me. I'm sure of it. I think Kit mentioned a year ago this time, he was maybe going to be accidentally baptized because he has a way of somehow getting approached by these Bible people. I don't know if it's Jehovah's very own, but some people on campus will be like, yo, dude, you look like you go to church. So I don't know. Have you ever been approached by Jehovah's Witnesses, Sham?
Not on the streets. They came to my house. I've told you the story.
Yeah.
So now I'm on their list.
Well, you better start believing.
Yeah.
What else? You know what? All this Jehovah's talk, I actually don't know where I was going to go with that. All this Jehovah talk's making me thirsty. I actually am thirsty. And the flash from the cameras and the ring light are really starting to blind me.
Really?
Oh, yeah, every week.
Sorry.
That's okay, though. That's okay, because I'm feeling positive lately. The sun came out today. I went on a beautiful, beautiful run. And lately, I've just been feeling good. Have you just been feeling good, Sham? How have you been feeling? No? Oh.
Sorry. Not really.
Oh.
I've been feeling good. I've just been feeling weird.
Weird.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about it?
I mean, there's not much to say.
We can just move into... This is me trying to move into the core of the week.
Oh, okay.
This is me trying to... Because
move into core of the week.
Brandon...
Because you like segues.
Yeah, because Brandon, fan of the program, shut up, Brando. He suggested, as opposed to just abruptly going into the core of the week and throwing my guest off, just on the spot, try to kind of feel it out a little bit. So, how you I feel good lately. How you feel,
I see. That was good.
Your toenails cut? Stuff like that.
That was a good, kind of not super jarring transition.
Because now I got the gears turning?
Yes. But, I don't wish to elaborate on why I'm feeling weird.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's really not much to say. I think, girls, maybe you guys get this. You'll have weeks when you're so on. And you're just so good, and your routine, you're on top of it, you're feeling good, you're looking good, and you're like, this is how it's always going to be. And then the next week happens, and sometimes not even because of anything. It's just you lose that flow. And I know my girls can relate to this. There's nothing wrong with that, and you'll get back to your vibes. But I'm just having one of those weeks. Maybe my core is birthday core.
3 more days until your birthday.
Yeah. What's your core?
My core My core this week, I think I feel very grateful this week because of the success of the sketch and the success of just other stuff. And, you know, I'm always happy when, you know, I get to spend a lot of time with you. And recently we spent a lot of time with our friends, which has been so nice.
That has been so nice.
And I've tried to be so mindful. I feel like in our society in this day and age, when we gather with people, it's a lot of talking in circles of how's work, how's your weekend, how's this, how's that. I'm trying actively to avoid the basic conversations like that. When I'm hanging out with people on a Friday night, I don't know if I necessarily want to start talking about work. And not that I love my job, as people know, and my friends love their jobs as well. But, you know, what else? What else is going on? What else can we talk about? Tom's really good with that stuff. Tom is very, very good at like breaking out of the mold like that and just being interesting and thinking interestingly. So I'm grateful to have had those kinds of conversations with our friends lately. And on top of just, you know, the other success of the stuff that has been going on. So I wouldn't say that's my core, but that's something that has been on my, well, I'm kind of just describing it as my core. But I was going to say my core is balance core, just because of what I talked about earlier of the gym and then knowing to, whoa, slow down, horsey, you know? So balance core is kind of where I'm at now. Last night I pigged out and I ate a bunch of cookies, and today I ate healthy, and that's fine. And, you know, you said that the girlies will understand your situation, so maybe I don't as well, but...
I mean, tell me if you do, because I talk about this with my friends a lot. I was with my two good friends, Ashton and Amuna, yesterday, and we, all three of us, live with our partners. And the topic was how, at least from our perspective, it seems like for the most part, your moods are very stabilized. It's very rare for it to go up here or down here. If I ask you how you are, more times than not, I say, good, I had a great day, an amazing day, in fact. And that's such a foreign thing to me, because I can have an amazing day today and a crappy ass day tomorrow, and I will be so confused, because I'm like, how did I lose that, just that zest that I had? It can really take 5 minutes for something to shift, and I can't even explain it, and that's why it's frustrating. But it probably has to do with our cycles and hormones and these things that I don't think are as worrisome for men. It's not on your forefront because you don't get impacted by the ebbs and flows. You are, if you're good for the most part, unless there's a deeper issue. Maybe that's wrong for us to assume, but that's kind of what it feels like. So I want to give you the chance to tell me if that's the case. Do you, on a regular basis within a day, go through a lot of ups and downs, or would you say for the most part, you're good, things happen, but like you said, you don't really let it define your day?
Some days, like yesterday even, for example, I had a lot of ups and downs. I had the ups of the dopamine I get from when the sketch is getting a lot of good feedback, and then I just was so irritable in the afternoon and the evening for absolutely no reason. So I totally relate in that sense of like having ups and having downs. Thankfully, for the most part, I feel like things are, I feel, you know, like it's kind of a steady flow.
Yeah.
I think my aggressive caffeine consumption has something to do with the ups and downs and whatnot. But yeah, I definitely do think that, like, you know, the feminine hormones and whatnot plays into why maybe sometimes you feel it a bit more, or females feel a bit more. But
I feel like even this morning, and it's like, you can't, there's no way that you could be oblivious to it. Like, I woke up in a really great mood, and then 5 minutes later, like, I was pissed off. Like, I just decided I'm pissed off. And it's so strange to me because I'm super aware of it. I'm like, I was really just fine. And then one thing happens and I'm annoyed, and it's hard to handle sometimes because you want so bad to be stagnant in your mood or just stabilized. I think that's how you can get the best version of yourself, is if you, it's like you said, choose not to react to things in such a strong way if you know it's going to throw you off your flow. But sometimes you just can't control it. So that's maybe something I'd like to work on now that I'm 27.
Soft launching it.
Yeah.
You always have a good way of coming back down to earth, though. And you're never you're justified when you do get upset.
I am grateful for that it's like maybe old Sham would have bottled it up and just given anyone around me the cold shoulder, but it feels good to tell someone. It feels good to tell you, hey, like, I'm not feeling really great. And then just talking about it makes me feel better right away.
Does it feel good for you to say it here?
Here? Like what?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean?
On a podcast that knowing people are going to listen to it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so, I don't know. I just think I'm saying this because I want anyone who's feeling the same. It's very validating to have these conversations even with my friends, because you feel like you're not alone. So the reason I'm even bringing this up is that for all the ladies listening, if you can relate, just know we're all in this together and everything will be okay at the end of the day.
I would say let's go out on that. Sound good to you?
Yeah.
You want to watch True Detective? We're almost done season 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who killed the little boy?
That's what we're trying to figure out. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Birdcore. This has been Birdcore 49. Next week is Birdcore 50. Crazy to think that we've done 50. We're halfway to 1 million. Very, 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 very fun guest next week. Those of you may know him. Those of you may not. I don't even know if I want to spoil it. But our guest is going to bring a guest too. You'll see what I mean. You know what I mean, Sham?
Yeah.
Yeah. Find us on YouTube at Birdcore. Find us on Instagram and TikTok at Birdcore Show. And love you. And you should love you too. And
Love
on
you.
those... Sorry?
I said love you.
Love you too.
I just disassociated. I thought you were saying love you to me.
Well, I do love you, but
Okay.
I'm saying to the people.
Okay.
Right. Bad days will always get better.
Life levers.
Life levers, take advantage of the good days because they're important for
Life
your
stayers.
brain. Life stayers. Okay, love you guys. Peace out. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Let's go on a crazy... the beef meal prep? Oh, yeah, sure.